Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 403. Happy Tuesday. I woke up this morning and I'm like, what day is it? And then I realized I don't care. I don't care. I kind of care, but it is Tuesday. Had a delicious steak dinner last night for my mother-in-law's birthday. We had a small group, 6 of us. I had the New York strip at Ruth Chris. Amazing. I think everyone cleared their plates last night. Delicious. Couple of spotted cows. Very good meal. Today, I want to hold myself accountable and offer a report card of my first 2 weeks selling cards full time. It's been an official full 2 weeks, 10 busy days. So I just thought that would be a good time to kind of talk it out. You know, it can go through your head. You can think about it all day long, but until you actually talk it out, write it out, may not stick. So whoop everybody in the chat. Good morning, Jenny. Good morning, Matthew, Herman, Andrew, Brad, card collecting addict. Good morning, everyone. I had steak once. Good morning. Before we get into the main topic, I will be on a podcast tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. It's not a live. We recorded, I think, 2 weeks ago. Jean Morning. He's on Twitter. Actually, I'm going to copy the link. I retweeted it earlier this morning, but let's podcast with Jean Morning tonight at 6 p.m. Central. There is the link. So we recorded last week or maybe 2 weeks ago. What I liked about this podcast, usually when I'm on podcasts, like as a guest, we talk about the stuff that, if you've been with me, you've heard it over and over and over again. How did the project start? Do you count duplicates? Where do you buy your cards? What player do you have the most? All the main questions. And I get it. I come from a journalistic background, so I understand, you've got to, you have to assume that nobody, you have a different audience than everybody else. But, it is tiring sometimes answering some of the same questions. So Jean and I went over some different things. We talked wrestling, and I know some people here watching this aren't into wrestling. But if you are, Ken, I know you'll probably enjoy our wrestling talk. We talked wrestling cards. We talked wrestling in general. And then, of course, we talked 1 Million Cubs project. And then we did discuss my taking the dive into selling cards full time. Talked about eBay. He's a big eBay seller and eBay seller as well. So the link's in the chat. My podcast, it's going to air at 6 p.m. Central tonight. Also, plug for Hobby Hotline. The first Tuesday night show is on this evening, so tune into that as well. Going to talk wrestling, Brad. Wrestling. So I wanted to touch on that. Also, blowout cards, and I've talked about this the last probably couple days. There are some new. What's up, Zach? Good morning. There are some new sales. Now, these sales, the wave one were stinky. There wasn't really anything that, and again, most people are going to say they're going to see they're on sale because they're kind of stinky products right now. But there's potential in everything. Even last year, and I talked about this ad nauseum, there were some great deals to be had. There were some quick flips. There's some good deals out there right now that came out this week. One of those is the 2016 Topps Chrome Update Mega Box. Now, last year, these were $25. They have raised the prices. They're now $40. Now, I bought them at $25 last November. I flipped them a couple months later for $60 a box, $60 to $75 a box. So there's value there. There's undervalued rookies in there. Tim Anderson rookies are in there. Trevor Story is in there. There's some like Blake Snell and Aaron Nola. There's some good rookies in 2016. And so these mega boxes have 5 packs of the 2016 Topps Update plus 2 Chrome Update packs. So, you pull a Trevor Story or a Tim Anderson Chrome Update rookie, and you've got a great box there. So $40. I don't think there's a limit on those either. They must have printed those to the moon, because they've been on Black Friday since, I think, 2016. The other one is, and again, I bought a full case of those last year. Another thing that I bought many of last year was the 2019 high number monster boxes. These were retail boxes. I think they retailed for $40 in stores in 2019. That's what the price was on these a year ago. And so I bought, I think, 10 or 12. I probably opened, actually, I think I bought more than that. I think I bought like 15 or 16. I opened half, I sold half. Last year they were $40, and they were selling for $150 to $160 just a couple months later in the spring. This past spring, they have raised the prices on these, obviously. They're now $100, which is still a really good deal. We're talking Austin Riley rookies are in there. Now, he was kind of a nobody. I've got to go back through and dig out my Austin Riley rookies. Eloy Jimenez, Tatis rookies are in here. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. rookies are in here. That product also loaded, $99.95 for those monster boxes. That's a heck of a deal. They also have 4 Chrome in there, $100. Great deal on those. They have been selling on eBay recently for $150 to $160 as well. So it's kind of a no-lose situation. You buy one of those and you can flip it, and at worst you'll make a few bucks, and sealed. So that's a great deal as well. $100 for the Heritage High Number 2019. Now, disclosure, I'm probably not going to buy any of these because I'm in I'm in squirrel mode as we approach winter. I'm squirreling away everything. So I've got enough inventory to sell, even though it's a pretty good deal. I'm probably going to abstain as we get closer to Black Friday, depending on how sales go in November. I might consider, buying some of these and flipping once spring comes. But I think those 2 buys, I think those are no-brainer, great deals. Blowout Cards has those up. Jenny says, did everyone see the bracket Best Fleer Pro bracket is doing? No, I'll have to check that out. Is that on Twitter? Yeah. Maybe if I read the rest of the comment. Started yesterday for voting. I shared on Twitter. Brad pulled a snakeskin prism, 41 out of 50 Mickey Moniak. Very nice. Opening Prism baseball listening. Very cool. What's up, Jeremy? Good morning. So yesterday, man, I hustled. I got about 250 cards loaded using File Exchange, uploaded to eBay. 500 is definitely going to be an easy task. And then you say, well, it's been 2 weeks. Why haven't you done that yet? I've just kind of been shipping, sorting, and the biggest kind of pitfall in getting all those listings up is getting the right card, getting 500 cards put together. Now I have plenty, but it's like, okay, which ones? Because I want to keep it by sport. I want to do, in the morning I did, I think 50 football cards. And then in the afternoon is when I uploaded all the basketball, or however, football and basketball. I did them separately. So that's the issue, is just getting together 500 cards that I want to post at this time, because some, I'm holding, and here's why. There's, a monster box of basketball. Well, there's a bunch of basketball rookies in there that, some of the guys, it's like, okay, I still have faith that they're going to have a breakout game or season. So I'm going to hold these back. Some, it's like, okay, I just want to dump these guys. Some, maybe a $10 or $20 card that I'm just going to list on the phone and not do the File Exchange and all that. So that's kind of why I haven't, but 250 kind of made quick work with the scanner combo and the File Exchange. So I got those up, did a bunch of shipping, did some sorting. So I should have Should have a couple good new. One of my basketball quarter box. My next card show as a vendor is going to be in Rockford in just over well almost 2 weeks. November 13th, Saturday, November 13th in Rockford. My basketball quarter box is smoking. Like, this would be my 25-cent box for basketball that I'm making right now, that's almost full, is the type of box that I would try to buy in a bulk deal. It's that good. So why am I selling? Because I've been buying so much bulk lately in the last couple of months, that I can, I've pay it forward, right? So I've cherry picked what I want, but this box is going to be a smoking fun time. In fact, a lot of the cards, I don't know why I'm putting in the quarter box. I should be putting them in the dollar box. And even in the dollar box, they're a great deal. So Rockford, Illinois, November 13th, going to have some smoking quarter boxes. So let's get into my report. My report for 2 weeks, 10 business days in, selling cards full time. Expectations, going in. This is the dream, right? If you love baseball cards, and if you're watching this, more than likely you love baseball, football, basketball, you love trading cards. And it's like a dream, right? To sell cards full time and make your own schedule, you're self-employed. You are your own boss and you're doing it what you love. It sounds like the dream. And it is in some instances, yes, it is, but it is work. And we were talking at dinner last night, and it's like, the most difficult part of this has been, I don't have a hobby anymore. So, and what I mean by that is, I would go to the office. There was a direct line of separation between work and play. I would wake up in the morning and go to the office and sit at my desk and wait until I could get off work so I could dive into my hobby, baseball cards. I'd get home and I'd love it. It's like, man, I wish I could do this full. This would be so awesome. So there was that direct line of separation. Now there's no line of separation. I do wake up earlier in the morning because I love what I do. It is work. I know you're probably thinking, oh, come on, selling baseball cards on eBay isn't work. I mean, mentally, yes. I mean, I grew up in a small rural town. It's like, if you didn't come home with your hands dirty, like as a man, you weren't working hard enough. You had to come home with dirty hands. And it's like, that's work that's mentally draining is more taxing. And there's a lot of stress involved. Because now it's like, I'm not just going into the office, sitting down and at the end of 2 weeks, here's my paycheck and all these good benefits and all that. And now I can go play. It's like around the clock. Like if I put the work in, there's no money coming in. The heck was that? And no money. What am I going to do? So the stress levels can be high at times, especially sales are kind of slow. I'm looking at the numbers. How come I'm not getting the views? How come I haven't had a sale in 2 hours? And all of these thoughts are going through. Well, what if, and I try to bring myself back down. So now that I'm 2 weeks in, I have all of, these stresses, and it's like I have 1.5 million cards in my inventory. Not all can be put on eBay because there's a lot of junk in that 1.5 million, but several thousand, maybe 100,000 or more cards can be put on eBay. And my store is at just over 5,000 listings now. And I've really been pumping, a couple hundred a day. So getting those numbers up. But it's like, there's no office hours. I'm waking up at 5:30. doing some shipping, come on here, do more shipping, do more listing. And it's 4 or 5 in the afternoon. There's no lunch break. It's like, I'm just going to grab something to eat, go back to work. And at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, it doesn't really end. Maybe I'll just turn the light off in the office and go into the living room. And guess what I'm doing in the living room? I'm listing cards from my phone. I'm, thinking of what my topic is going to be. So there's, and I told my wife yesterday, I'm like, I need a hobby. And she's like, you can't afford a hobby. You're just starting a business. Well, I need to read a book or something that's not sports related. I do need to find something just to save because I don't want to get into a funk where it's like, what the hell am I doing? Is this the right decision? So that's some of the things that have been going on through my head mentally in the last 2 weeks. But yesterday morning, I had one of those thoughts, one of those negative thoughts enter my head, like, dang, I listed 300 cards yesterday on Sunday. How come they're not selling? And all of a sudden, it's like, I look at the clock on my computer. It's 7:45. Now, 2 weeks ago at 7:45, I would have been just settling in at my desk at my office at a job that I hated, and I would be stuck there for the next 8-9 hours, and I would be miserable for 8 or 9 hours. And then I would come home, and sometimes that misery follows you home. And it's like, okay, yeah, this is great. So I just try to keep that positive mindset going. So go back to the chat. Just pulled a Brent Rooker rookie autograph. These 2 blaster boxes are smoking. You're going live at 8 to show them off. Greetings, one and all. What's up, Diego? Good morning to you. Brad's going to go live tomorrow morning. Hobby of going to the park for a walk in the woods. It will be calming to get out of the house and see nature. Yeah, I do. The dog is getting plenty of walks, 1 or 2 a day. So I do get out. That's a nice break, a little mental break, going out for a walk. Now, I mentioned last night, somebody at the table said, well, I brought up the hobby. It's like, I don't have a hobby anymore. And somebody mentioned, well, you got that brand new bike. And I'm like, it's freaking cold. Like, that bike is not, I'm not getting on that bike until April. I'm a fair weather bicycle rider. You're not going to find me in a parka riding my bicycle. That's coming out when it hits 70 degrees again next spring. So I'll have to find a different hobby. Brad says you can always start watching the TV show Yellowstone. That's a thought that will not cross my mind. Preach on about being some of you're not happy being at. My issue is I wanted it on point of my life. Maybe May. Right. In Wisconsin, yeah, April's pushing it for those warmer temperatures. So that's some of the things that's going on in my mind. Here's where we're 2 weeks in. I'm just trying to stay. It's a long run. My wife and I were sitting at the table yesterday and just kind of going through some of my numbers. And I made more money net than what I would have brought home in that pay period from my office. Now, there's no insurance. That's before tax, no insurance, no matching 401k. So, it's still not there, but it's a nice start. Just 2 weeks in, the first 2 weeks where I'm, kind of getting close to matching my salary. Now, plus, when I had that, not only was the salary there from my work and the benefits, but there was also the side income. Now, all of this income, so there's not that side income either. So I have to replace both. So, it's still a work in progress, and it's also something that I knew going in, that I set my mind that I'm not going to all of a sudden take over and make X amount the first month or the first 3 months. It's going to be a process scaling up and getting all of these things listed, which is probably why, I have my projections out. Here's year one, here's year two, here's year three. And I want to get to those year three projections much faster than 3 years. I want to get those in year 1.5. So we'll see. Does that include just eBay or your card show too? That does include the card show. Which was where a bulk of that was, because a lot of it now within the last few days, my sales have, because I've added so much new inventory in the eBay store, those sales have gone up considerably. November is going to be much, much better. Plus I'll have the two card shows in November, with Rockford in 2 weeks, and then my show at the end of the month. So November will be, should be, barring, sometimes there's, you do your SWOT analysis. Sometimes there's threats that are beyond our control. So, but projections, November should be a much better month. Diego says, wow, when you read that, I realized how bad I am at English. Yeah. So that's kind of what's going on. Successes, I have been, it's one of those things where going into this, here's some of the thoughts that were running through my head. I can do that. I can go to the card shop anytime I want. I can go to this, see my buddy's card shop in Illinois. I can go to Freeport. I can go to Cubs games. Of course, the baseball season's over, but I've got all this free time. And it's like, no, you don't. You've got to make money. You can't go spend money at the card shop. You can't go do all these fun things. You have work to do. So sit your behind down and hustle. So that's one of the things that it's like, oh, I have all this extra time. No, I don't. No, I don't. So that's something that, once I get going, once I get, the money's coming in, and I've got a good thing going, then, we can look at that. But for the time being, spending freeze and all that not fun stuff. So that was something. So I think successfully I have overcome those thoughts and realized that if I want to make money, I'm going to have to sacrifice some of those things and just hustle. So I have, successes. Day one, it was technically day two, but the first day, that Friday, was just kind of like a transition. We'll call it a transition day, because Monday, the 17th, that was like the first full day of, okay, here we are. Let's set the routine. And here's how we do it. So that first day, that Monday, really set the tone, and moving forward, kind of planning out. And that's one thing that I do is the night before. It's like, okay, what am I going to do tomorrow? Because I need that structure. Because otherwise, the way my mind works, it's like I'll just come downstairs and I'm going to ship. Oh, I'm tired of shipping. I'm going to go do. My mind just kind of, ADD, and I'm going to do this, this, and this. So if I'm not structured, if I don't have a plan laid out, it's just I don't get anything done. I may get some things done, but I don't get what I should get done. So the before, kind of lay out my plan of attack. So today's plan is shipping, focus on shipping, and then I'll go upstairs and do some listing. I did a lot of sorting, like Monday. That's going to be put on the shelf probably the rest of this week, and maybe I'll tackle it again over the weekend at some point. But for now, today's focus, shipping, and then once the shipping is finished, then I'll go into listing. I had already, last night after we got home, I put some piles together of, okay, this is trying to stay ahead, so I don't get to a point where I walk in to do a file exchange upload and I don't have any cards to upload and I have to go dig through boxes. It's like, okay, I want this one. Nope, not that one. This one. and that. So that's been a success. Is early on I've figured out that I need to have that structure so I can get my to-do list done. The pitfalls, I think I touched on. The biggest pitfall is finding that separation. And I think what I'm going to do now that I'm 2 weeks in and I've kind of realized that that could be a nuisance is I'm going to buy a book, and it may be a business book, it may be a true crime book, just something not sports related, since I'm so heavily in depth of this, sports sales. So I think I may just to separate it. I thought about doing like, a digital market. I have some social marketing books that I've been reading. It's like maybe just completely separate business and read a book that has nothing to do with marketing, business, sports. Fall Creek Collectibles, good morning. Do you only end your sales on weekends? So here's the thing. I rarely do auctions. So my listings basically don't end. They're on. So you have to have on buy it now listings. They're all set just default 30 days. So if I uploaded 2 listings from File Exchange right now, they would end at 7:30 a.m. whatever 30 days is from now, December 2nd or whatever it might be. But they don't end. It'll just renew. It's automatically they're all of my buy it now listings, and you can tweak the settings, but all of my listings are set for 30-day automatic renewal. So whenever they're listed and uploaded, they go for 30 days and then they're refreshed at the end of the 30 days. The clock starts over. Now, if I do auctions, I try Monday night. I'm less and less of a believer of those Sunday night auction endings are the optimal time. Back in the desktop days, was starting out in the late 90s, where you had to unplug your phone and plug in your phone cord into the computer to get on your dial-up internet to access eBay and websites. It was more important because that's when, people after dinner on Sunday nights, it's computer time. There was computer time. Now there's no such thing as computer time in most households. Could be because we have these fancy phones that can do everything for us. So it's like, it's 3 a.m. and you can't sleep. I'm going to get on eBay. Hey, there's something ending right now, and I might be able to get a good deal. Now, you will notice some of the low comps on sales happen at weird times. I had somebody, one of my friends, we were in a text group, and he's like, look at this, look at the difference in comps on this. And I'm like, well, look at when this ended. It ended at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday. And it was like an auction. So I have found a lot of success in the past of my auctions ending during the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in the evening. I have found that to be pretty successful ending times. Sunday night, and here's another reason why I don't really like Sunday night, because for 20 years, everybody's been saying end your eBay auctions on Sunday night. So what does that mean? Everybody ends their eBay auctions on Sunday night. So there's a lot more competition. So I think that's why you might see some success Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because people are like, oh, it's during the week. Nobody's going to be bidding on this on a Wednesday night at 8 p.m. But I think ending 8, 9 p.m. Central, 8 to 10 p.m. Central, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, those are pretty optimal. I think I've had more success in those midweek night endings than I have on Sunday nights. And I think a lot of that has to do with the competition. There's just a lot more competition on Sunday night auctions. Jenny, Bo, didn't you go to college for business? I did. I went to business school at a directional state school. So take that with a grain of salt. My degree's in marketing. Now it's no screen time. Yeah, good point. No screen time. Weekday evenings, guys are stuck watching Yellowstone with the wife and are scrolling eBay auctions. That is exactly And what I've found, and this is just me, but I know there's people just like me that are on the couch, and maybe the wife has the TV and she's watching Yellowstone and I'm bored and I'm not really paying attention to Yellowstone. So I get out my phone and I'm just scrolling through eBay on a Wednesday night at 7 or 8 p.m. And that's what I found a lot of my eBay, because I'm a casual eBay buyer. Like, all of a sudden I'll just be watching, we're watching Netflix and it's 8 or 9 o'clock and I'm just scrolling eBay like, oh, I'm going to look up Brennan Davis and see if there's anything. And sometimes I'll find something, or I'll find an auction. Sometimes I'll do ending soonest and just see if there's any auctions. I love the old 99-cent auctions where you had to pay like under $1. That's where like all the 99-cent auctions came from, because if it was under $1, it was only like 10 cents to list. But if it was $1 to $10, it cost, $1 to list or 50 cents to list. And if it was above $10, like $10 to $99, it was 75 cents to list, and over 100, it was $1, something like that. So that's where everybody like, I'm going to pay the least amount and do a 99-cent auction. Well, now it's like you can start an auction at $19.99 or $49.99, and it's the same price. It's usually free now, which I like, the free listings part. But there's just a lot of garbage, like a 1991 Fleer Andre Dawson, and somebody starts it at $4.99, and it's like, okay, that's an extreme example, but that's what I don't like about those non-99. I like those 99-cent auctions because as a buyer, sometimes you can get a really good deal and you can get, an auto for $2 or whatever. But that's also the reason why people start their auctions at $5 or $10, because they don't want to sell an auto for $2. Herman loves Yellowstone. I think my wife finished Yellowstone last night, but now it's like, and she rubbed it in last night at dinner that November 7th is when it starts up again. But then you have to wait. You can't binge it. So that's my report card. 2 weeks in, successes, pitfalls, projections. I'm continuing. I'm aiming for, I want to at least list more items per day than what I'm selling. So I'm selling almost 50 items per day. So I'm trying to, keep above that 50 mark. So, I think I did 300 on Sunday, 250 yesterday. So I'm well ahead, even as long as I'm prepared with a stack of cards, I can hammer out 50 listings in no time. I mean, it takes to get 50 listings, and we're talking photos uploaded to Image Shack, File Exchange, upload to eBay. I can do 50 in probably 15 to 20 minutes. 50 listings, 15 minutes probably. I'll have to time it out. One thing that I want to set aside a day where I get completely caught up on shipping, completely caught up, with anything else, and just focus on like set 8 hours. I'm gonna work 8 hours at my desk uploading cards. Now the 500 to 1,000 cards set is kind of the main hurdle, but I'm gonna aim probably not this week, maybe next week. Maybe do some sorting on Sunday this week, so I can get, just hammer out 500 to 1,000 listings in one day. Let's get to 500 first, because I keep using that number. Like, I'm going to do 500 and I still haven't done 500 in a day. So I guess let's start with 500, but I think 1,000 is definitely doable if I limit the other, the other stuff. So I just want to hustle to get, all my shipping done. Maybe I hammer out all shipping today and just focus on shipping today, and then see how we are tomorrow. And then maybe I can aim for 500 listings tomorrow. Jenny says, I wouldn't focus on getting caught up on shipping so much as I'm going to set aside a day to ship next day. If you wish to be caught up on shipping, you're wishing for slower sales. That's true. That is true. And it is kind of a never ending process, which is what you want because shipping means sales. Back in the height of the card sales, I mean, back in February, I mean, I was in the time it took me to get caught up on shipping, like we're talking like an hour or 2 hours, I would have 10 or 12 more sales. And it was like, I mean, it was to a point where I was like annoyed because which sounds silly, but it's like I'm finally getting caught up. And then it's like I just made 12 sales in the time, it took me to ship. And it's like I'd ship 2 or 3 items a sale. Like I was making a sale every 3 items shipped. So it was like a never ending. And at that point in time, it was like if I was able to get my items to be shipped in double digits, 99 items to ship, like I was feeling accomplished. If I was able to have only 99 eBay items to ship, like I felt okay, it's not triple digits anymore. And now it's like that's now I also have a lot more time to devote the entire day. But yeah, those were some crazy I think my height back then in February, maybe March, was 77 sales per day. So yeah, so you get behind one day and boom, um, you're in triple digits for items waiting to be shipped. Jenny says making a sale every 3 items shipped, keep shipping. Heck with listing today, and that's what it was. I would go days and days and days without listing new items, and back then my eBay store was 3,000 items. Now I'm over 5,000, and it's still like I probably haven't made a sale since I went live. Like, I mean, it was like when I would do my show live in 30 minutes, I would have 3 sales, and then I haven't made a sale in 37 minutes. Which that's where it comes back to. Where are all those sales coming from? Those sales would be fun. Yeah, it is, and especially it'd be a lot more fun now that I'm doing. It's like, man, what if I was doing it full time back in February or March? Um, think of all of the, because a lot of the sales back in February and March, you're just not making. There's less buyers now than there was in February. So, but there's still enough to make this happen. Reshare your eBay link on Twitter. I'll retweet it. I appreciate that. I will do that. So that's kind of my report card after 2 full weeks, 10 business days into selling cards full time. So today's shipping. The latest, I uploaded a lot of good stuff, a lot of basketball yesterday afternoon, about 200 or I think it was 200 basketball and 50 football yesterday. So I know some of the good stuff is already sold, but John Morant, Zion, LeBron, some of those not high end. It's all of the cards are a couple bucks. So those are up. Football wise, there's some Brady's, some Mahomes. So some names went into the eBay store yesterday. What else is coming up? So this is only Tuesday. That's actually good. This Saturday, I'll be walking the floor in Oak Creek, Wisconsin at the Salvation Army. That's in near Milwaukee. So I'll be at that show, get to meet Zach and Porter. So looking forward to that. That's on Saturday this week. The following Saturday, the 13th, I'll be set up as a vendor, Bargain Box Bow. And again, I have some smoking quarter boxes. So see me in Rockford if you're in the area in Northern Illinois, Southern Wisconsin. That's November 13th, Rock Church. November 20th, actually November 19th, 20th, and 21st, I'll be in Rosemont. That's Chicago area, suburbs. Donald Stevens Convention Center, which is where the National is held in Chicago. That's for the Chicago Sports Spectacular. So I'll be there all 3 days. I'm looking forward to that. Also, my buddy's bringing up some of my auction winnings, some cool stuff that I keep forgetting that I have. The only stuff that I'll be selling from that auction list, I think, is I bought a box of commons from 72 tops, I think. I can't even remember. Maybe 73 tops baseball. So I'll have I can't even remember how many I bought. 500. Um, I want to say I can't remember. But I also bought of minor league non-Cubs sets on there. So if there are, I'll probably post those for sale. I think there's a couple sets where I bought like there were like 8 or 10 in a lot, and I got these for really cheap. So I may put some of those up as well. Just because do I really need 8 uncut sheets of 2011 Iowa Cubs team sets? Probably not. But I am trying to get a million Cubs still. So I still have to get that count from all the mail that I opened last week. I think I had a pack. Did I have a package come yesterday? Yes, I got a small box yesterday. So I'm still in that like 714,000 range around there. So that's the Chicago Sports Spectacular, 19th, 20th, and 21st. And then Saturday, November 27th is the Madison Card Show here in Wisconsin, Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive. That's going to be a great show. Likely another sellout. We almost got the sellout. We could pack a few more tables in that room, and if need be, we'll expand out into the hallway. So possibly in January, and I'm going to follow up with the venue this morning. Hopefully getting secured the dates for 2022. I did meet with them a couple weeks ago. They gave me the conflicting dates that I had to work around, and then I looked up some other dates because I didn't want to conflict with obviously the National. I tried to avoid home Badger games, but Wisconsin has a home game every Saturday in September next year, so that was unavoidable. So there were just some other dates that I tried to avoid, but I put down the dates that are preferable for 2022. So hopefully I can get that secured, get cards made with the new schedule for next year. So that's November 27th here in Madison. Hobby Hotline is tonight. The new Tuesday night show, that's at 8 p.m. Central Time. Tonight, I know Breakout Cards is going to be on, and I'm trying to get Ryan up to the Madison Card Show. He does awesome video vlogs. He travels all over the country doing card shows and does vlogs on them. So I'm trying to get him to Madison. I think he might be able to make it in January because he wanted to avoid the Dallas show. And I think the Dallas card show I saw the date. I think Brad, you posted yesterday the next big Dallas show is like January 15th, maybe. I can't remember. But it's not the date that I set aside for my show. So hopefully we can get him to Madison. So yeah, it's Ryan from Breakout Cards, Sam Shuford, and my good buddy John Newman on Hobby Hotline tonight at 8 p.m. So tune in for that. And then earlier in the chat is the link to the podcast I'm on with Jean Morning. That will be on at 6 p.m. So that's up in the live chat. Jenny says Ryan is in Card Collector too. No, different Ryan. Ryan Nolan is his name. He's Breakout Cards on Twitter. I think he's on Instagram, and he has a YouTube channel. So he travels to card shows like every weekend all over the country and just shows off what he buys, what he sells. It's really cool. To be young again. He's in his 20s. I did the same thing in my 20s. I traveled a lot, and it was a lot of fun. And then you hit your 30s, and you can't do that anymore. Brad is on this weekend. Hobby Hotline Saturday, of course. And then Brad will be live tomorrow. Herman and Ken, I need to go back. That'll be my background this morning as I ship hobby chat from last night. So that's what I had. 45-minute show. Holy cow. So that was the report card. I'm trying to whip up a blog post about my foray into selling cards full time. I'm just right now the focus is on listing and shipping, listing and shipping, listing and shipping. So I need to like break that up and do a blog post. So at some point in the near future, I'll be doing a blog post on that. So have a great Tuesday, and we'll chat again tomorrow.